Analysis and dissection of news that matters. It's today's news surgery on the CEMTV Morning Pulse. Stay with us.
The world is a pack of energy. We give and we take. And as scientists say, energy can never be destroyed but can be converted. Welcome to today's edition. It's thank God it's Friday's edition of CEMTV's News Surgery. And today we are looking at mental health. It may interest you to note that everyone has a mental state per time. Everything we do is premised on our mental states, because all actions are preceded by thoughts, and all thoughts are informed consciously and unconsciously. So long as you are alive, your mind is in a state. You may be conscious of it or maybe unconscious about it, but it affects your action. And once action goes out, there is a corresponding reaction. So today we're going to touch a few stories, especially when you see reports like a husband and a wife that said, "Oh, I love you, I will die for you till death do us part," finally come to dissolve that marriage because of 24,000 naira or for medical bills. You begin to ask, what's happening to their mind? Again, you see a mother that has children that went through the painful experience of carrying children for 9 months and giving birth to them, now sitting on a child using a knife to either flog or injure another person's child. You ask, what is wrong with their mind? And you hear the order given by the defense minister: shoot terrorists at sight, don't wait for orders. It obviously tells you that something is wrong somewhere. This guy is angry, you know. Again, you look at the Iran, the case between America and Iran. They went for a peace meeting, and now it's broken down. And it's like, what is wrong with these guys? In South Africa, our brothers are saying, leave our country. They are destroying things, destroying people. The mind. In Nigeria, you carry the mics to people's mouths. Everybody is saying, look, we are suffering, we are dying, we want this, we want that. I mean, it's not well with me. The mind. So today we're going to touch how mental state affects us as a people. So my name is M.I. Before we introduce our guest, I have my wonderful colleagues here. I'll call them the half caste. I would have called them South Africa, but I wouldn't. but we're Africans, you know. It is Francis, Edith, Oyoima. I got it right.
I'll give it to you. You got it right. 80% today.
Yeah.
So 20% left.
Okay. So what's the accent?
Oyima.
Oh. I would have stopped at Edith. All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to always be here, and a very good morning to you. Not forgetting our Queen Barrister Christine. Good morning. It's a bright Friday, and thank God it's Friday.
She has a definite way now and a deliberate way. Barrister Christine. Don't even turn it.
Okay.
Don't call her Christian Barrister.
Barrister Christine.
Okay. Right, so how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Mike. Good morning. You look good as always. And Francis Oyoima. I got it. Good morning, Nigeria, Green City. This is CEMTV, where we bring the world of Nigeria to your doorstep.
Okay, so in a moment we'll introduce our guests and we'll dive into the issues. But that's after the newspaper headlines. Take it away.
All right, so of course this morning, as it is the tradition, we're taking you to the front pages of the national dailies, and Barrister will kickstart the process this morning.
Good to have that. This morning on The Punch, the screaming headline is saying 2027 elections, 6 legal hurdles before INEC. And you can get this on page 2 of the paper. Also, above the masthead, we have welcome to the inauguration of the national executives of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu door-to-door movement. Okay, door-to-door movement. And still on the punch this morning, rising price threatening Nigeria's poverty reduction gains. IMF, this is found on page 22. You also have constituency project, alleged funding, suspension throws reps into rowdy session. This you can get on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. This morning we'll move over to Daily Trust, where it says above the masthead, S Code of Conduct Tribunal chair remanded over alleged fraud. U.S. releases names, photographs of Nigerians on deportation list due to crime. This is embarrassing, but what do? We'll talk about that later. How thugs killed Islamic teacher in Bauchi. Still on Daily Trust this morning, the screaming headline said families of Oyo Borno pupils still waiting for children, waiting for teachers, waiting for mothers and their fathers. And beneath the same story, we have Nigeria stock overtakes Korea's as world best performing. All right, let's move over. We'll see how another man alleged stabs father to death in Rivers. Oh my God. EFCC arraigned Mayati Allah leader Bodejo over alleged $2.33 million fraud. Still on Daily Trust this morning, the last line before we move over to the next paper, a crude oil price dropped to $76 amidst renewed East tensions. All right, let's move over to Vanguard this morning. The screaming headline is saying police raided my house 3 times. Adeyemi's father wailed. And on Vanguard this morning, other stories, Marthim as NPA thank farm owners. Police LASMA lockdown Oshodi Apapa Expressway. This you can get on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. And on page 9 it says Atiku to Tinubu, nothing must happen to Obi Erufai. It is troubling, but this is Nigeria. We'll talk about all of the story. Still on page 9 of the Vanguard paper, reps seek review of Nigeria's African ties, demand compensation for victims. A court remands ex-CCT chairman Umar in Kuje prison over corruption charges. And still on Vanguard this morning, international football management is a grave security concern. U.S. published names, photos of 124 Nigerians marked for deportation over criminal convictions. I'm looking forward to today where we don't have to hear things about Nigerians or some Nigerians. Or your abduction. Bandits threaten to kill pupils if troops advance in this country. Okay, we'll move over to Liberty paper before I hand over to Mr. Francis. Yes, on Liberty this morning, they say federal government unveils new anti-kidnap strategy, expands intelligence network. Ex-Israel PMF back state police urge federal government to create federal rapid response force. State policing is beautiful, but what's the approach? Above the masthead, we have rising food prices, insecurity to push millions of Nigerians deeper into poverty. IMF WFP warns. Still on Liberty this morning, we have where it says alleged 2.7 billion naira Air Nigeria fraud. Court plays Siraki voice. Note EFCC reveals details of contact probe. Still on Liberty this morning, insecurity kept schools in banditry affected communities to remain closed, says government. And the last one before we move over to Mr. Francis this morning to do what he is good at. It says, okay, let's get this one out. Every Nigerian will feel the impact of my reform, says Tinubu. Banditry escalated after foreign fighters entered northern Nigeria, Zamfara, Emir reveals. Over to you, Mr. Francis. You take it over.
Well, it's funny to see that some religious scholars are telling Nigerians that the entry of foreign help is what is necessitating the spread of banditry and attacks.
And I'm wondering why.
But let's look at some of the papers within the African continent, of course, on the foreign scene. We start this morning with Daily Guide coming out of Ghana. And of course, the screaming headline, Abu Trika extradited to US over $8 million Roban scam. No court order reverse black voter ownership as some resources coming from the engineers and planners there. We also see Obatapa radio attack. GJA gives Central NDC chairman 7 days to apologize. Structures near Tessa Dam is legion to be demolished, according to the Ghana presidency. Ex-NAFCO boss released from EOC custody without conditions. Those are the major stories on the front page of Daily Guard. We take the move to the Meridian this morning. Screaming headline, 400,000 Ghana cedis sweetheart deal at NLA. Did NLA buzz force fee hikes on Alpha Lotto collaborators to fund PR contract? That's a question. You'll find answers inside the Meridian this morning. King Ojanka petitions AG Legal Counsel, alleges abuse of court process. Assemblies of God urges mass turnout for national cleanup. That's still coming out of the Meridian. And Honorable Francis Mensah vote #1. Trust me, that's publicity for his election. NPP Goma East constituency settles on Francis Mensah as next chairman. Those are the stories on the Meridian, and we head out to the last paper from Ghana this morning. The Ghanaian Publisher. 350 million Ghana cedis contingent fund release. Minority blast AG's lawless approach. Details are on page 3. MP demands prosecution of officials involved in $208 million Met scandal. Details are on page 3. And Goma East NPP delegates back Francis Mensah. Details still on page 3. Mahama Veeb lead national cleanup exercise. Ghana to end tomato imports in 4 months. Eric Opoko. That's coming from John Dumelo's boss there in Ghana. Great work they're doing for the Ghana agricultural industry. Let's leave to the foreign scene. The first paper, The National. Screaming headline, UAE calls for unity in Gulf as Tehran resumes aggression. IEA chief hails Emirates holistic approach to energy, and police fine $11 million in Pete amid Iraq's corruption crackdown. Interesting stories in the National. The next international paper this morning will be the International, the News. Anti-terror campaign to intensify in Balochistan. Prime Minister speak. Khamenei laid to rest amid fresh US-Iran strike. Cryptocurrency transactions impermissible under Sharia. Mufti Taqi Usmani speaks. Pakistan, Croatia pledge to boost bilateral ties. Digitalization of BISP beneficiary accounts to complete by December. That's according to the SBP. China-India linked hackers targeted Pakistani law enforcement. That's a special report. We also see procedural law must give voice to human suffering, not silence it. And the last story, SC acquits 3 convicts in Christian couple burning case. Those are the details on the National scene this morning, and that takes us to the end of the newspaper headline. A lot of stories from Nigeria, within Ghana and the African continent, and of course on the international scene that you'd like to read up for yourself. But many thanks for being here. This is CEMTV News Surgery, and over to you, MI.
Okay. Now, some schools of thought define mental illness as a state of mind resulting from disturbed human relationship. But the World Health Organization also has its own definition about what mental health should be. And it says mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn well and work well, and contribute to their communities. And there are different categories: psychosis, psychosomatic neurosis, and neurosis. So every day, so long as you're alive, you wake up and you are interrelating with people and your environment, you are in a state of mind. How does it affect your output as a Nigerian? How does our environment today, our state as Nigeria, affects us? To help us dissect this professionally and technically and make it simple for everybody to understand, may I introduce our guest, please? Welcome, Dr. Blessing Joseph. She is a licensed social worker. Medical social worker. Thank you, ma'am, for making our time to come and enlighten us about this issue. And that's because in terms of developmental health and data, the World Health Organization says that there are significant reports about the issue of depression, stress, trauma, and the likes in Nigeria. And of course, you can't take away the Nigerian environment and factor out of it. So before we roll the first video, please shed some light about how our environment as Nigeria, our state today, can affect our mental state and health and our output.
Okay, thank you very much. Mental health, in my own definition, is the state of mind and emotions. The state of one's mind and then your emotions. It's mental health and how one can handle life's problems. If you can handle one's life's problem, then everybody has mental health.
Yeah, mental state, yeah.
You don't have it all. You don't have it all. So if they had it all, most of these politicians they have. There are cars they
are rich.
In their place.
Yeah.
They don't.
You can be rich yet.
A year, 2 years, they have not. Look at Oba's house. They showed which one that day. See the fleet of cars. If he was alive, he would have seen the vow for one position or the other. So everybody.
The rich also cries.
The rich, they cry. We watched that film when we were small. Remember?
Yes,
they do. That is why they say the rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer. Because the rich, they are not satisfied. That's the state of mental health. And in our society today, Nigeria, it's all over. That's why they said if a Nigerian goes to any country, he can survive.
Make it. He can make it. So here's the breeding and training ground for a better state.
Nigerian, anywhere. You can't survive in Nigeria. Which country that they are even more, the system is working, everything. You will only feel like when I went to Dubai, I wanted to cross the road. Only for me to see a policeman from nowhere. When I was there, they don't show themselves like us.
Yes.
They hide. I didn't know there is pedestrian. Nigerian thing. Like, cross quick, make I go. Not like I was see policeman. He just pointed and I saw it pedestrian.
The sign.
They said, thank God, they would have given, you would have paid. Yes, but...
Sorry, let me butt in. In St. Petersburg, Russia, I went to a shopping complex, like, just call it like Spa. And bigger than Spa. The shopping complex is a bigger stadium sometimes. You can be there till daybreak. So I came out with my shopping bag and I was about to cross just the inside the shopping complex, just to cross this small road. A Porsche car. And the car is coming from there. They stopped for me to cross. I say, what? Even me. They value life. It comes from the way they think.
Yes, from childhood.
Even on their express. The moment you stand at that zebra crossing, they slow down and allow you cross.
Come and try it in Nigeria. They crazy. No, they don't stop. They don't. Even when you are even in the middle, they are coming. They will even abuse you.
Yeah, I know that everybody is a product of partly the environment. Is it that the environment has trained us to be the way?
Yes, it's the environment. I told you now I wanted to cross. Me, I see pedestrian. Is that I schooled in Lagos Unilag. When I came back, I was in Lagos bus stop. I wanted to. I didn't. Everybody was there looking at me. That was when I knew myself. So, I'm telling you. You know that Lagos buru.
Yeah.
I was in Lagos, but I wanted to. I just pushed it, I wanted to enter.
Is it what I think I is?
They are now looking at which one, who they drag motor with you. When there are, in Peter here we select boxes.
Yes.
When a bus or taxi comes, you look.
There is Ocean.
Who stops for you in Lagos? Who stops? You have not started. They won't even about the pass. So that burden is environment, how we are trained. Just that. Abroad, from small, they know your talent, they know what you should do. Like one tall girl I saw which I said, Che, if it's abroad now, they would have tilted
a beauty queen. Like
basketball.
I told that Che. That's still trained. You don't know one day you can.
Like
so beautiful girl, yes. Any day I see her, I just look at it, wasted.
Okay, so doctor, don't you think the environment, yes, plays a critical role, but our environment has also trained us. I'll take the incidents of drivers. In driving school, we are taught to prioritize human life. Humans, or life in general, living beings. So when you're driving and you see a cat or a goat about to cross, you're supposed to, apply the brakes and wait. Talk more of a human. How is it that we're not going to driving school?
How many?
A good question to ask.
How many? They don't. The actor that died, which day last week, he hasn't driven before. He just entered. It's on the net. He has not, but he just feel maybe it was that was how he died. How many? Me, I went to driving school. That thing entered. Those accidents they show while driving, you are on phone.
On phone.
It's still.
Yeah.
I still remember. When I'm driving, I'm cautious. They said as we are driving, take the other person, every other driver to be
a mad person.
You driver. But we are not. How many? All these drivers, they don't have license.
Speaking of driving schools, you're aware not all driving school in Nigeria are professional driving schools.
But at least go now.
No, they are professional driving schools because if you go to they're registered, but there are certain driving schools that will teach you everything. Why some you just pay like 30,000, drive manual, and you just go. So I think
automatically. How many? I'm telling you, 99% of drivers go and meet them. They don't have even license. Police, they just pass.
So then what becomes the work of the Federal Road Safety Corps? What are they supposed to do?
Now who I go ask? Okay. That is Nigeria for you.
Oh my God!
It is Nigeria. They don't. If they do, they would have valued life. I still remember all those accidents. I don't use phone while driving because of all those films.
What you were taught?
Yes, they showed us. They will show you practical what happens while driving and you're on phone. You will see different. It's not even a big driving school, but they taught me well. So they don't. That's why, and we don't inculcate the habit of valuing lives. We don't. Yes, only one person can make them. They came and picked somebody in Nigeria. They don't, but that's our upbringing. Everybody beg.
It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't be. Very bad. So how do we rectify it?
Now, there's also the issue of the state of the economy. Like I said, the bottom line of everyday struggle, everyday hustle. Like yesterday, as I was closing from work, I was hearing one tout in a bus stop shouting to another tout, "Uba, just come out now, come hustle." And it struck a chord in me because on this station we have a program called Street Hustle, and I said that's all the programs my chairman likes. Street Hustle. But just come out like all hustle, and you see that they were jumping from one bus to another, and I was just look. It triggers something in your mind.
Your voice.
The economy. The economy. Every day. Do you think our leaders understand that the bottom line every day as we wake up is food on the table, daily bread, and therefore should put in facilities and enabling environments to ensure that people don't go through stress, necessarily go through, because I tell you this, I've also experienced it. I just traveled to about 5 countries or 6. People will go there and come and they'll tell you the things we pray for here, there is just natural, in abundance. They don't even value it. So what is it that they don't understand? That the economy also affects the state of mind of when you wake up in the morning, you're thinking of what to eat, things are expensive, you're looking for even the money, the sources of making money is so limited. What do you have to say about that as a factor disturbing the mental state?
And instead of the government to maybe look for a way, ask people. There are people that have that know-how. They know
We used to
what-
have expert. You're an expert there. Do you think they consult mental health experts, social workers? Because social welfareism and welfare schemes should be part of every government as a way of balancing the ecosystem. Do you think the result? Because I tell people I enjoyed it when I was in secondary school. I was a truant, not because I wasn't brilliant, but at the point, now, like youthful exuberance and juvenile delinquency now came in. So I started going to parties, started having girlfriends. So instead of reading my book, I became a truant. So they called social workers to come and talk at least twice. I remember they invited me. Back and sit down. What's wrong with you? Look at your grades. You're performing low. Nothing. I wasn't committing any crime, but I was just doing guy boy. When the teacher, I'm doing break dance, they go down, down, down. So, when my father and my mother also had issues, they took to social welfare. Today, I don't see social welfare. Did they? And it's a ministry. It's part of their ministry and agency. Do you think that the leadership did they come to consult you people in planning their public service delivery?
Is it
Even to measure.
Also, there in the welfare, do we have social workers? We don't.
Oh my.
I did my internship with psychiatric hospital.
Okay, that's a good place.
I did it there, psychiatric hospital. After my internship, I found out that there is no single social worker in a psychiatric hospital. Rumebo.
That's an error.
Big, not small, big error. One. I had to apply that. Let me come out. They said, no, we are not government. So, and I applied for voluntary job. Immediately they took me.
You were given.
Yes, immediately. That's they say when I started. I was there
But when it
for-
comes to pay, no, they don't.
More than 2 years I was there doing voluntary job. And what they don't know that is that I was doing voluntary job, they were not paying me, but then I was having clients. Because there are people that you would take to psychiatric hospital. Now they see psychiatric.
No, the
Me?
fear,
And they might-
yes,
they come-
exactly. Yeah,
me,
why
if
bringing me here? I get
you know,
it.
that kind. So such people, I can meet them and say, don't worry, I'll come and see the patient at home.
There you make your money.
Exactly. I was there more than 2 years. I was making money.
It's
So home treatment, home service, it's a different ball game with government. So you have to
I understand.
pay. I was doing voluntary job. They think I tried. They were praising me, thank you, but I was there making money with private. Then at the secretariat welfare, have they given any commissioner of are they social workers? Even in the whole of that, no social work. I went there, asked. They say all the social work they are old, they have been retired. So no social
so no one is studying in school.
Ask me, we have department in Uniport. We have social
We have
College of
department in
Health.
Uniport.
I teach at the College of Health. We have social work. So all the graduates. I'm even going for what about me? When last year they took people now, health management. So with my profile, everything. Even the director for psychiatric, everybody say, you are the first person to take now. You that social worker, I'm a licensed medical social worker.
Displacement.
I did voluntary job there. So go interview, do everything, even Najuru. Me, I was relaxed now because I know I
You
don't
know
need to go and
you're
lobby.
made of
deserve
fear.
it.
No, I don't. After everything, they said, I went now. They started giving employment to everybody. I went. They said, if I come since now, why you no come? Who you meet now? Who you? I say meet. But now you for first take now. But I say my CV, my phone, everything is there. So do I need to come and lobby again? Or in Ajuru on they said a politician has to sign.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
my friend, she's there. She signed it to I say give my own to. She said no, I know carry on go find. But it's not that I do no politician, but I refuse because this is I am qualified.
This come down to our system and how we operate, because now how will in a social home there are no social workers professionally. When you talk about mental health, it starts from the home. The Western world, where the well developed, I'm sorry to use the word, a child that's in primary school is having trauma issue, there's a counselor.
Yes. But we used to have it when we are in primary
There
school.
ought to be counselor, psychological counselor, be it guidance and counseling, be it in school, government establishment, hospital, companies. But that is not what we have in Nigeria. That's why everyone is just you know, it doesn't make sense. Why would they need a politician to sign over what is necessary? Now it brings us down to these drivers you're talking about, because in as much as you're going for driving school, who taught you? What do you know? It's a problem, and we really need to look into it. I'm disappointed to hear that in a social environment, and
no one.
Oh
Even
my!
right now, I think they have refurbished psychiatric hospital. I'm still looking.
That's why in Nigeria almost some persons attribute everything to spiritual. that's the problem. Spiritual. That's the problem.
It's not spiritual. It is a lack of leadership,
lack of
proper leadership, lack of accountability, lack of transparency, and lack of the governance willpower to do right. Remember, during this present administration, we're talking about a youth summit to find out what the issues are in
Exactly.
Nigeria.
Yeah, I remember.
I found
out on radio say it's another avenue to siphon money.
It's
Because what is it that you don't know? If you want research, go to the grassroots, to the local government level. How do you feel about your environment?
You don't.
Is it keeping you healthy or something? You just get it. You now convoke youths. You pay their flight to Abuja. You pay their city allowance.
To do what?
You pay their accommodation from our taxpayers' money. That's another.
So they can get their own money from there.
Pay an even international agency or even with Nigerians. Go down to the grassroots. Ask people on the streets. Like
we
do
have
your
local
station.
government.
Okay.
See, the local government job. Is that not?
There is no need for any research, because
Let's
every
believe that they
Nigerian,
don't know. Let's believe that.
every Nigerian, politician or not,
Yes.
understand the need of the Nigerian.
They grew up here.
Everybody.
We all grew up here. The politicians, they know. So there is no need and no justification for having a summit. But I'm coming to you, doctor. Mental health disorder, mental health challenges, mental health diseases. Most people believe that until somebody, is naked and is roaming the streets and eating from dustbins and trash cans, that's when the person is mad. So I'd like you to throw more light on mental disorder for our public.
Okay, it's not till somebody goes naked or the mental health. Like I said before, everybody has mental health illness. The women, like after delivery, the women will call as
Postpartum depression.
Like a woman I met in psychiatric, she had boys, she needed a girl.
Oh,
And the child
Became an issue.
A boy.
a boy. She
Okay.
went, packed all their clothes, started burning and
Wow.
yeah. Some they are like the other one, she needed a boy. She didn't tell me, but I knew that was the case. So what I used in getting her is I said, but if they say this became a boy, if I like him.
and she poured out.
Exactly.
That's social worker.
Now, as a professional, you know the right question.
That's social worker. It's not being there as like no social worker in psychiatry.
Yeah.
What are
There's a
you
little
doing?
girl that told me, Auntie, why is it that you understand me more than my parents and
You
relations?
see, because the technique
Yes.
in
You
approach.
are trained, you must know. And we are not judgmental.
No.
We are not social. We
And
are
confidentiality is a watchword.
not. You cannot hear it. And that's why they will not take you.
Have
What
confidence.
They,
You repose confidence in you.
cheat on their husband, they confide in you.
Of course.
They will. And nobody hears it. And because of your approach, they will trust you. They will have faith in you. They will tell you whatever. And you don't say it out.
Okay, so
Then for the youths, substance. They are
Substance
free.
abuse.
Substance abuse.
Take. You are seeing this person is taking, so you too. You want to just test. I have a boy now, he's in UPTH, right? He was okay. Sometimes they hear voices. Yes. That one now all over his body, if you see blades.
Oh,
And some
We
person
tried to manage. He was in year 3, came out. Manage. He went
Relapse
to
again.
psychiatry. He now started all over DJAM, started in Uniport. Year 1, year 2 now. The mother just called me yesterday. That he took snap. Lines.
wanted to commit suicide.
suicidal.
So she called me. I saw her phone, missed call, but I didn't call. Later in the night, then I called. She said it was the emergency. They were calling me that. They rushed him to psychiatric. They now referred him to UPT. They are there.
Let me ask you 2 questions on substance abuse and suicidal tendencies. And I'll just give my incident of my own. When I was in secondary school, this is true confession, peer group influence, we cannot take it away. My mom raised me well. She knows my mom. One was a teacher. My father would kill you. But you know, there's what they call youthful exuberance.
It happens.
Yes, and there's a stage they call self-assertion. As you grow, you say, I don't arrive. And I'm taller than your father and your mother.
Big girl.
So in following my friends, and I was working along with older friends. So among our group, it was like if you were not smoking cigarettes, you never arrive. So we used to buy a pack of one of the cigarette brands, a pack, like 4 friends, and then each person will hold 1 pack, because we also emulated from our dads and our elders.
That's what
they used to hold 1 pack, and then you hold one like this, and then
Big boy.
you want to show that
you want to belong. You want.
That was
to
when
like
505 came out new. We will contribute 20 naira, 20 kobo.
Oh my God.
And how they call it toy. God. Forgive me. Thank God I did not die. So we are saying so that everybody say we change.
Yes.
So we will now hire and then go and pick girls. They are not ladies, they are girls. Secondary school girls. And they will carry on the AC and they will start smoking. But when we come out with our big trousers,
Wow.
we are showing that we are arrived. But this is it. This is it. In the course of it, one of these days, my biology school teacher then, taught us about the impact of smoking to our lungs. So she drew it, and I think this is a white paper, and and it changed the color. So that's what happens when you take nicotine and it goes down to your lungs. It percolates, and over time, because when you tell some of those smokers, they say nothing. I don't smoke. Papa will smoke till in that. Nothing do. You understand? The moment I saw that, and then I used to be athletic. I played football. I did long distance race from my house then. But one day, police chased us. I went to a nightclub, Modux, along Hospital Road. You may know it. And they chased us. So I ran for a short distance and I was panting. And so I now correlated the impact of my degraded breath to what that teacher taught us. And that was, I told myself, no more guy. And without anybody preaching, I ended cigarette smoking. As for substance, my mom used to draw. She used to, each time she saw mentally deranged person, she would say, "See that one, you go smoke, Igbo. See that one, my pikin don't ever tryable." I would say, "Yes, mommy." So when I looked at them, I said, "No, I don't want to be mad." Now I know it's a collective stakeholder thing,
It is.
but I wanted to talk to. Today we have increased. If we go along our bridges, our flyovers,
The level of substance abuse and the reality.
our neighborhoods, you know, time was when there was even the psychiatric home in Port Harcourt used to be active. They come around and they pick these people. Where are they today? We pay tax money. Where are they today? So this increase as a result of substance abuse and the one of societal tendency. Please talk to us about it. How stakeholders should rise up to their responsibilities to ensure we can't stop it, but we can reduce it to the barest minimum.
Can be controlled.
Yes,
Can be controlled. Like especially depression too. Depression is a major case. I had a client too. He lost money and he went depressed. Lost big money, went depressed.
so let me add that even after Buhari's regime to this administration, there were reports of even bankers that took their lives as a result of running to debt. You know, the social tendency increased. People jumping from the Third Mainland Bridge increased as a result of harsh economy.
Depressions. You know, Nigeria, we don't know the nitty-gritty of depression. If it's abroad, just a girl that
You can walk into social welfare.
Her boyfriend did not pick her call. She was not depressed. She missed flight. Or this one, if you miss like anything or this
Chocolate. Daddy, they don't buy me chocolate. I'm not happy with it.
But here, my aunt used to say it like my aunt over there. Like one of my cousins, that's how they get her. They want to commit suicide. I'm going, I say, auntie, can you permit me to buy rope and give him so that because me, I know that is why you want it. That thing entered there. She said, what? My mayor mentioned it made her to feel even what? Buy rope, you know, it entered there that no, don't try it. They value lives. I said, auntie, tell me, let me buy rope and give him. For Nigeria. You know that thing in us. We don't.
Oh my God!
Another one.
Another one go. Wait, we have never seen that. Not today. That's what they will say. Not today. The boyfriend leave you. Not today. The marriage. Nothing. There are some marriages they are living together, but they are neighbors. They
Enemies.
are just
roommates.
Enemies. Yes.
I have one. 18 years. No love make nothing them.
Strange bedfellows.
Yes. But they over there can't happen. It can't.
I'd love to ask a question now. Given the society that we are now, you are a social worker, a certified. Where is a place of social worker and counselors in Nigeria? That is our problem.
Yeah.
Why I said earlier that we attribute everything to spirituality. Now, pastors, you have to forgive me. We have pastors that stand as counselor. I understand your
Without
pastor
training.
can be your spiritual counselor, not because there are certain things you cannot discuss with your pastor. Bedmatics, and there's certain things when the pastor will say they'll say the Holy Spirit will help, pray, endure. Meanwhile, someone is losing their life gradually.
Like
now,
the singer,
exactly.
the singer.
Nigeria
Yes,
just factor every problem into spirituality. Oh, my papa said this. Where is the place of a counselor? Where is the place of a social worker? Because if we have all of this in the right places, our society will be saner than what we have today. I also like to ask this question. Between a man and a woman, who is prone to this mental health issue more? Now, given the fact that women, there's a hormone have its own trivia. Menstrual cycle have its own trivia. Not having a particular gender for a child have its own trivia. Your husband is not treating you well, have his own. They have pent-up feelings. Yes, they have pent-up feelings that they can't even say. So between a man and a woman, bottling, who is more at risk with this mental issue? Don't forget depression too.
That you ask us to, because we
And also I'm coming. And also the fact where in our society is men will tell you, you're a woman, you're 35, your biological clock. And I ask, even men, they have biological clock, because sometimes they cannot produce a baby because you know what I mean. So between a man and a woman, I'd like you to educate us, who is at risk more?
They both are at risk, but more of the woman, because a man can be 50, 60 years, he can get married to a 20, 30 years old.
If you hold your lalas.
And still have a baby.
I still have, yes. But a woman will actually have cycle. That's why I tell girls now, I don't hide it. If you're 30, 35, you never marry, go born again. Born. Now talk, then go talk. This way we talk just 1 week, 1 month. Or you relocate. You can be here, relocate, have your baby and come back. Because at the end of it, Pekin,
be childless.
Is your own. Don't you train your sister Pekin, train your brother Pekin.
In Kembu,
their own is your own. At the long run, they will still remember there. They will not treat you as that there. After everything, if you like, send my brother, my mommy, my dad. It has happened. I've seen so many cases. Even me, my younger sister, she had a child at home. Nobody, the whole street thought it was even my baby. But everybody begged everything. If you see me, her bunting. She doesn't even who. She's not my mom. At last.
Merry-go-round.
But me, since I'm a social, I didn't expect that. It didn't worry.
You already had the knowledge.
That tomorrow
you go back to your mother, biological mother,
telling you life story. So it's more on the women. They work. Even if it's a full-time housewife, that sweeping, that cleaning,
domestic work, school runs.
The man, we are providing. If women provide more now, I know some women they pay their rent.
Francis,
it's not supposed to be so.
I have a lawyer here.
Women pay house rent,
their school fees, school,
take care of their parents,
lunch, everything. Women, they cook. Women do. So it's more on the women. Men, it's few that yes, they provide, take monthly allowance, they take.
Okay.
But
So doctor,
the preparation of the meal. Do you know sometimes you say, "What am I going to cook again?"
You don't even know what to cook.
You don't know. You have cooked this soup. You have cooked egusi. You have cooked this. You have cooked. Sometimes you ask, you will not ask them, "What do you want to eat for breakfast?" Because you are tired. So
Mentally.
it's more on the woman.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Francis, take
So-
that.
Mr. Emma, I see what you're doing today. I see what you're doing today.
God balance it. Let your women.
Now, there are reports that have shown that men are more susceptible to mental disorder. The first reason given, men are trained not to talk. Men are trained not to complain. Men are
cry.
trained to wither everything. In fact, like you rightly stated, men should not be found or seen to express
Crying.
weakness, which comes down to crying. That's one. On the other side, you're looking at the daily stress of providing for the family. That the woman, regardless of what she has, like one of the stories we're handling this morning, the woman was sitting on 600,000 naira in her account. The husband provides everything for the family, including her. But for that one moment that he did not have, just 24,000 naira for their daughter's medical fee, she had 600,000 naira in her account. But she could not bring it out. Was looking on the husband, who was now running around, trying to reach family members to raise that money. Only for her phone to ring, and the husband seized the phone. And then she went out and bought a phone worth 200 and something thousand, and the debit alert showed the balance. And the husband realized she had 600,000 naira. Different concerns have been given. All of this pointing to the fact that the pressure, the stress, the societal upbringing, which has kept men in a certain point, have made men more susceptible to mental issues. So yes, we know women go through a lot. And in the issue, I think some of the things that women actually feel, I'll allow you to respond though, women go through is because women themselves have taught themselves not to ask for help or not to allow help. I use myself as an example. I grew up in a family where the legacy is cooking, house chores, everything is a survival skill. But I've been with women that you cooking for them makes them see you less of a man. You washing your clothes and washing their clothes alongside
their servants
makes them feel you are not a man or you're not manly enough.
That set of women, though.
So this group of women also contribute to making good men become evil men. And then we turn back to say, oh, women are suffering the more. So your reaction to that?
So, but Doc, before you respond, let's take the sound bite of that that story where the woman was the husband divorced the wife as a result of. Let's have the sound bite.
I was looking for a way to deposit that money so that I can treat my daughter. This is not the first. When we brought her home, I think based on change of environment, I faced significant health challenge. She's here. I keep paying. We spend money in the hospital on that girl until she gets here. And this one that I'm talking about, just with 24,000 naira, and that is all. So when I discover that phone that ring, I say, okay. The response to me provoked me. I said, oh, you think I'm weak, Abby? You think I'm weak? And I seized the phone from her. I said, this phone will be with me for the next 3 days. I will not give you this phone. 24, is it up to 24 hours? 12 hours, not even up to 12 hours. Here, shawarma or whatever I bring home every day. What is she looking for? I brought everything home. If I'm accusing her, we have to get her here. Now, when the money finished, because the job I was doing is not stable. So what I did is, in advance, I want to make sure, I don't want to hear one day, there is no food in this house anymore. So what I do is I buy ahead, even if I don't have cash, I don't care. So I just want to buy. I continue buying in advance. And all of a sudden, the next thing, when we have a misunderstanding about cash, guess what? The cash is that 24,000 naira. We were in the hospital with my daughter. I don't have money. I have to wait for my brother. He's not in Nigeria. I have to wait for my brother to send me money. Why I did not approach her to give me money is that a day before then, I bought another phone, 319,000. that is how I discovered. This person that I was looking for 24,000 naira yesterday has this kind of money in her account.
Well, while we are watching that, there was a little argument here, but Doc will take the first answer his own question before I ask him my own questions.
Yes, men, you know they go
have a whole lot.
Women go more. If you are talking of the marriage age, you are at advantage. You can get up any day, get married, but it's not like that. And then the family pressure. You don't reach. I don't say some why I don't say they select. No select here. Anyone
marry, yeah.
Marry. Pressure.
Husband and husband.
Husband. Marry. I don't say they select. No select again. That what are they telling you? Marry. Anyone will come. Marry. That's why you see some ladies. They just say, make I just marry, come up for this family.
Okay.
Make I just pressure.
It's not their compatible friend.
Yeah, whether they like the person or not. Like that's why most of these marriages are like this. You just enter. Let me just marry. So please, people, you're not talking of yourself.
So this is a strong indication that there is no love, or mutual mutualness. Okay, you've counted your own. So Francis, I want to do my hair. How much? 1 million.
Bone straight.
Bone straight.
And it will be human hair. Such a game. It's not true. Me now go and ask man for money.
Doc,
Mr. Emma,
do you ask?
No, I don't understand. I have my money. But the problem is, once you don't ask now, they are not going to give to side chick. And
let's balance that.
The makeup.
How many men are actually into side chick?
Oh, you want us to
it's as much as some men are into it. Yeah, a very insignificant percentage of it.
No, don't say that. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. No, if you're a good man,
where is the statistics?
You're laughing too.
The majority of the men are into it.
To all event centers, but every evening I have events.
Yeah.
No, I have a stand.
Okay.
Every evening 5. Go there.
Side chicks.
Go to South Road.
Go to hotels.
Now, if you see my street, hotel, they are built. I say, what are they built? Hotel. The next street.
Don't call anyone. Just so that.
Hotels. I say, for this kind of place, they say they are saying that their money. Then I say, when they open, you go see what thing go they happen.
Okay, but wait. Okay, so let's say the women are demanding makeup. How much? 200,000. Eyelashes.
It's not true.
Wait, now no.
It might be a chick that is demanding. No, my wife.
No, wife and the chick is a different
cream. Your cream is not cheap. It's on the man. No, all is your budget, your small salary. Then body cream now. Your shoe. See, that's won't go burial or won't go wedding. They do ashebi. Ashebi how much? It comes back to you. So now, how much they sew now? How much do they used to sew now, women?
Is it blouse?
We'll talk now.
Is it blouse?
Blouse. The
first was 100.
Blouse, good blouse. You can't see for 20.
Okay, so you see now, and then now all this load is on the man. If the man by your salary, you say, honey, can we postpone? Wait, now come in.
Okay.
You say, can we postpone? Even Captain, oh yeah, we said it.
We have not finished counting.
So if you say, look, my salary is just 200,000, my salary is just 300. Can we manage this thing? And house rent is compared. You know, 1 year is there. Your pay house rent. House rent now is how much? About 2 million.
Sorry, do you know what happened?
2 million, 1.5 for one bedroom.
He was living more than his income.
Exactly.
If a man, yes, from not that man. Okay. If a man from beginning shows his way transparent.
This is what I earn.
Look at what.
So you show them.
No,
they'll tell you when I'm coming.
You cannot show a woman you are earning 200,000 at the end of the month.
I'm telling the truth. They will say go and work harder.
There are many women.
They will tell you go and work harder.
You are transparent. You told them
you are transparent.
I'm earning 200,000.
There are many women.
No, that's not right.
Change your job. You don't want the contract.
I think it depends on the woman you dated.
It depends on the woman.
Now, no one is perfect. I understand there are some women that are extravagant and they don't care. Not many. Not many. Let's come back. That they don't even care what you're earning. All they want is you meet up their needs. Meanwhile, there are some from beginning. No, meanwhile there are some ladies that are calm. that understand with you, but some of your gender take
They
them
will
for
not take
granted.
it.
That is where the
Exactly.
problem is.
Let me balance this
Please do.
and say this for a fact.
Doc, you explain that.
From
Truth
beginning.
is, women like bad boys.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
And men like what?
We have Doc here as a good guess.
Men like what? Men like bad girls.
I give you that one.
Yes. So what are you saying?
It's balanced.
The reality is this. We need to get to a point where we both understand that there are women who are good and there are men who are good.
Exactly.
And the percentage of the evil ones cannot match the percentage of the good ones.
Facts.
It's just like we have good marriages. But because we are not having the stories of these good marriages
Out
being
there.
pushed out, what we get to hear are the horrible experiences. So people tend to think,
Like this
oh,
one now.
marriage is not really working. I'm saying that to get to the point that for social workers and professionals like yourself, how can we take family counseling holistically to balance the equation? Because from my family perspective, I have a scenario where the husband is transparent. Both of them are in the same work environment. They know what they earn, but the wife contributes zero. That it took family intervention and several meetings to get the wife to a point of saying, okay,
Let
of
me
the
ask you.
4 children, I'll now take care of 1.
To that extent. What's that?
And they know everything they're earning.
Yes, you said they're in the same
the conversation
environment.
kept going until things became better.
better.
So there are women like that who believe that my money is
It's mine.
my money.
His money is ours.
Exactly. So when the husband's salary comes in, food, transportation, school fees, saving for
Her
rent,
own is for her
and
cosmetics.
it finishes. Hers is
And her
dress,
family.
Oshobi, her family, hangout. There are women like that. And unfortunately, the new generation of girls, that's why I say, if you're not earning 20 million, you cannot date me.
Yes, it's true.
Which is one of the things I've said. My children, if a girl begins to give you price tag for reason, that is not a date. Just leave that one and go and find for something.
So Doc, explain
how can we
the
bring
inner workings of the minds.
yeah,
and that- and those.
social service
Yeah,
to
like in
the family?
River State, we have social work in UPTH. They have a department for that. I did my internship there too, and I was able to help. Like a lawyer hit somebody and ran away without refusing to pay. I had to follow her up. She paid. It's like that one they gave me. I worked as a social worker there. Then there are so many cases there, and you know, social work, government allocated a certain amount for that department, but do they get it?
In terms of funding,
Yes, do they? Because as a social, when there is an accident, a patient is brought, emergency. A social worker, it's there and then becomes the father, the mother, the guardian of such patient, especially if that one is unconscious. The bag, everything is given to a social worker. You take care of the person. If the person needs blood, everything will be done by a social worker until the person becomes conscious. Then the social worker do trace home, go to the person home or call and bring back.
it's a whole lot.
Yes, the social workers. It's working a bit in UPT because when I work there, they are in all departments. They post them as you come to work there. They post you, go to pediatrician, go to women's ward, go to they are trying over there.
So
I
let me,
think,
okay, go on. Finish your
I think
thought.
they are also in
Bodokri?
BMH.
Okay, BMH.
Bodokri, there, like I told you, Bodokri is affiliate of they don't have.
Okay.
Okay, so let me follow up. How important in terms of management, since you pointed out, how do you think you should make your case? Because I'm also aware that funding of public ministries, agencies and departments, our poor funding is an issue in terms of delivery, and no executive as president, governor, local government chairman can be effective without proper funding of your ministries, agencies and departments. And when you come, you say, okay, I want to be your governor, I want to be your president, I want to be a local government chairman. Everybody be saying, I will serve every sector covered by this ministries, agencies and department. And when you don't fund them, they can't function well. So let's talk about the management, effective management of your social welfare work. And bringing that to the awareness and consciousness of the citizen to maximize the gains. Like I pointed out, in the 70s, when my dad, and up to the 80s, 70s up to the 80s, my dad and my mom had issues. So, and they said there was a certain age, my mom should have possession of the children.
Child, yeah.
My dad was coming for us. We left him because of the harsh condition. But he was more comfortable in terms, he was an elite. But my mom was poorer relatively. But we preferred to stay with her because she loved us. So he was coming for us, and he even used police to come for us. So we ran to social welfare. Because my mom was educated enough to know that it's what is called social welfare, and we ran to them, and they intervened. They brought both my father and my mother together, and they asked us, "Do you want to stay with your father or mom?" We said, "No, we want to stay with our mom," and he signed. You'll be giving her some amount of money, this also period of time. On the sort of time we decided to say we want to go back to our father. They told the police, "Don't come in again." So that was how my father stepped back. I was living with our mom. But today, how many people know? Like you said, do we have social welfare in relevant places? Are they functioning? Are the citizens using them? If you are working, you are in a relationship, you're not employed, you have need that they can go to. Please, how can you convince our legislators that approve budgets that when the governor comes or the local government chairman comes or the president comes to defend, that they should ask him, what about the social welfare aspect? How are they doing? Do they also come back to find out after every maybe year's budget, what did your ministry or your agency experience that made you not to function well? In some companies they do it.
They do it, yes.
They send their questionnaires around. What are the things in this department that make not to function well? Even in promotion interviews, even when I was in my former station, they did it. They will send it, and then you give, because it helps the management decide on how to appropriate funds, how to make it not to say function. When you say function, you will enable the functionality. So please talk to us about it.
Okay, like I said, they are in UPTH. They are also in secretariat. Like the last time I went, I saw a case of a man and a woman. She said before she agreed the children were his, now she said they are not his children. Okay. So that case was ongoing there at secretariat. They have it, but the functionality is what we are talking about. How functional are they? Are they like that money that was that is usually allocated to social workers in hospitals? Like in the UPTH, it's only a social worker that has the right to say this patient cannot pay their
bills. And you intervene.
Yes, a social worker. You will write. Then they will allow that. But right now, you will see patients kept that they are owing.
It's not illegal. Bills. Yes, it's owing bills.
But a social worker may have gone round. You have their uncle to their villages, to everywhere, to make sure that you get that money. If you have found out that,
and even if you need to apply to the state for intervention,
say shishi, kobo, these people they can't pay. You have seen it. You have gone round. You release that person. You let the person go. But then they are still holding so many people there. They can't pay their bills. Then we have social workers there. There is a department, social work. If you enter PTH on the right, you will see social work. So why are these people still kept? Have the social workers not done their proper findings?
Due diligence.
Findings, then why are they still? Except you have found and then you say, hey, there is an uncle. When there is an uncle that refuses to bring
pay, can you force the uncle?
Do you know their relationship? Yes, I get uncle. He send before then. Are you in talking down good terms with your uncle?
You can't compare him
now to be here today. Cousin
or a minister.
He's
a billionaire. No,
I say there wasn't maybe a relationship before.
True.
Now, so they cannot. So that is the job of a social worker. You intervene. You are an advocate. You speak. Fight. You can do anything for that client. But then, are they being funded? Are they being empowered? Like, we have every year conference for social workers, medical social, every year. All the ones I've been going, I'm the only one from River State.
Only?
There was, one, I saw one other lady, she's from UPT, 1 or 2. She got to know because I did internship there, so she saw me there. Well, now we are from Port Harcourt. The last one, only me at Osun State. They don't like traveling and they don't like.
But ideally, that's not the setup.
They are supposed to be funded. UPTI is supposed to fund them to go for that conference every year. October is coming now. We have another, but that one is in Jos. I don't know if I'll go if all this security does not. October.
Is it that they underestimate? They relegate because it's about
because do they take the money and not budget and not give?
Exactly.
Do you know they can take the money and not go? They go to there.
In budgeting, yeah, you just kind of preference. Maybe they think that this is not important. Let's relegate it to the
have a
background.
question still on that. And there's supposed to be body to monitor.
The body that also want to collect the something. There's money for that.
You know, okay, let's still on the social worker. You made mention that in UPTH, when they have accident and emergency, you go there, you talk to patient and all of that. We know that in Nigeria, where we are, I'll keep repeating because I'm a Nigerian from Rivers. I know what I'm saying. We attribute everything to your father, your mother, your father, brother, your father, brother. How can government create an enabling environment for people in Nigeria to come out openly and seek counseling session? Because now, if I have a problem, I have my counselor. Per session, you're seeing 50,000. If it's even cheaper, even cheaper, private, it's cheaper, you see 50. If it's not cheaper, you see like 120, and you're gonna go like 4 or 5 sessions before you, because counseling is not magic. It's not abracadabra that you see a counselor and the next thing you're okay. It's a process, and you have to be patient with it. So now there are families that go through a lot, but they need counselor, they need a place of a social worker to come intervene, talk to them, make them see what they are doing wrong and doing right, including taking care of the children and the front run. But how do people assess this? Because this is the only way we can have a sane society. If private counselors are charging this high, what happened to, you know, government-owned counselors, a facility where people can actually go, go for free, go for counseling session, and there'll be a counselor that will follow up because that is their job. Do the follow-up till you have, you know, clarity and you know have that right answer. This person, it's good enough. Some persons are depressed, suicidal, through substance abuse, family, anxiety, depression. How can the government create an enabling environment for people to actually go for this counseling and have themselves back?
That's what we are talking about. It's only in UPT I know that one is, but it's not enough. Is it? We want adequate, maybe a separate office. Like the secretariat, they have such. I told you the last one I went, I saw a couple. She said it's no longer counseling. Yes, they have it there in secretariat, but the awareness. That is where I was coming about. We have social work in the awareness. They don't even have a body again. It has been dissolved. So how can they work when such? Because I went to meet them, talk. They said it has been dissolved, but one person was even using. Though it's been dissolved, he was using their letter to make money. Took me to somewhere to go and talk to students at school.
Oh my God!
Finished everything. Then he gave me what for transport. I said for what? And it was sponsored by how many banks?
Can you imagine?
Yes, because they get.
So what do we do now?
They are giving what? Bank sponsored you, so everything they are giving me what? Okay, where are other people? Why is it that only you? Then I came. Then he said,
part of the talking about
that was what took me to. I wanted to find out why will it be only him.
So the question now, I love the fact that you're an advocate in all of this too, because group counseling is very important, especially among school children. When you see deviant behavior and all of that, they don't have group counseling, they have family counseling, personal counseling doesn't work. How do we have a saner society? And yet they are budget for all of this. What is the place of the government?
I go to schools myself to talk to students. But before, when we are growing up, we used to have guardian counselors.
Exactly, in schools.
When we are growing up. So go to secondary schools now.
My secondary school, I don't want to call the name. I had a guardian and counseling.
Yesterday we talked about children who are going haywire.
Even this wire, they finish writing that day as they finish. If you see what happened,
exactly the same thing we're talking about.
If you see what happened,
that's what we talked about yesterday.
On the road, I saw them. If you see them. I saw not.
We really need to go back to the drawing board.
Actually, we talked about yesterday. We asked a question: where did we miss it?
No guidance, nobody. They don't have.
It's from their mindset and mindset.
They had from primary school, secondary school. they won't go that bad. They are small children going to school with color. Even my aunt's house help, colored. She didn't know she was to come. She said her spirit just said go. And now she saw her.
She has changed, taken off the uniform. Okay, so let's take this other video. We'll still come back to the enabling environment. Let's take this other video where the woman or mother of another other of her own children taking care of another child under her care use machete or what, a knife. What viewer discussion is advised, so we bled it a little bit. I couldn't even look at it the first time. Almost so assuming there was no camera or people are not watching. It was possible that look at the woman sitting on the child using a knife.
They are watching, videoing. They didn't go and intervene.
I think that's what they reported. They asked for the child. They asked for the child. They reported. They reported.
To this extent.
But sitting on the child was screaming.
They are videoing. Then you are videoing. What if the child died? Yeah, they are videoing. Yeah, I don't believe on all this. You should intervene. Remove the woman first.
So, what is wrong? And the stories I heard was that after she was arrested, taken to the police station, she started crying. When they now wanted to detain her, she started crying. Her child is sick. They should allow her. Her child will die. They should allow her.
This one is what? This one
I said, so you have a sound mind to know that your own children. Well, how can you explain that, please? That state of mind.
Last week, as I was coming, I saw people gathered. I stopped over. What happened? They said the woman was beating a girl, and the car beating her own daughter too was beating. So everyone concluded that is not her child. That it might be a maid. People gathered, plenty. I had to go there. The woman stayed inside, wind up. She refused to because the crowd, they would have lynched her. Physical crowd. So were there? I don't know actually who called the police. They now came, brought her out. But she was claiming it's her child. The other child too was claiming na my sister. The girl too was just looking. She didn't say na my mom, not my mom. So that scenario now was like maybe it could be these wayward. She has tried and tried. Maybe that day she caught her and let me beat her. I know that there are some bad. I was telling people there are some bad children. No pray may get bad picking. No. If you get bad picking. This one they do now small. You go beat her and die. So it's all over.
But it shouldn't be encouraged. If a child is misbehaving, the solution isn't threatening or trying to harm the child, because it gets to a point where a child is used to this abuse. You know, growing up telling do you understand? So it's not really the right way. That's why we'll have you and what you do
such thing in Nigeria. I would have in the Port Harcourt, I would have carried them, say police, leave, this is social work case.
So do you think this state intervention,
yes,
in terms of arresting, because overseas if they see you doing this,
what you can't hear it
of
now.
Course
even Nigerians go with their children, they will tell you don't shout.
Someone will put a call.
My cousins, they kept telling the wife, don't beat, don't shout. He kept telling her because immediately you beat or shout every day.
So do you think our
neighbors, you won't even know if
yes, they put a call straight. Do you think our development, our backwardness is affecting this kind of state intervention? Because this thing could be happening in a neighborhood where it's a locale, maybe a ghetto or a slum, you know, where they are used to. The abnormal is not the norm.
No.
So this is affecting us.
We need government intervention, truly. If it's sectorial, they should do it very well, create an awareness, jingles. We have problems, but we have private sectors that are doing it too. Feeder, this women affairs. If you go to women affairs,
you know, but they are also limited.
They are limited. Voice of Women too, they are doing it. Like that case of that Calabar woman, Voice of Women took it up. And there are some private ones. But
and today now, maybe influencers like VDM and all that take it up and then pursue the case. But beyond
that, we need a government. This is for this. Jingles, adverts, everything. And sometimes most people, like rape cases, they don't like
exposing it.
They will just hide it
because of the trauma.
There was even this one that I saw yesterday. I couldn't even watch the video. The boy carrying the baby. How many months? 9 months, baby. Forced penetration.
No. No.
But so talking about the environment. Talking about the environment.
So
let me just
trigger a guy to do such thing to a baby.
Of course, that's a mentally
ill person.
I checked about 10 countries, but let me just take Norway. In Norway, there's a sovereign fund that is paid for public services, including mental health. Culturally too, they have a concept called freelance slave. This is their language. Freelance slave, quote and unquote. Their outdoor life is mandatory in schools. Kids are exposed to all weathers that are conducive. Adults also use it to decompress. The result is strong social connection, trust, and low stress. Now, so you have countries like Sweden, Singapore, Japan, who create small parks, tree-lined walkways, waterfront access that people can use in 10 minutes without a car, even 20 minutes in green space, lower Catisol, markets, schools, and hospitals. Now, even the same thing with Denmark, Netherlands, they have less traffic noise, less generator fumes, less flood panic, and so on. Invariably, environmental stability to stabilize the mind. And I can attest, even in Libya, during Gaddafi, when I visited Tripoli, it was like small London. That was what we exclaimed when we landed, because everywhere was well lit, well carved out. You know, during Gaddafi, they were even giving monies to anybody they discover oil. They give them some royalties. There was free vouchers for shopping, where every week, as a citizen, some citizens, you go and do your shopping just to make life easy. In Qatar, I saw the same thing. Well, beautiful places where you could just sit down there, read your novel. Before you know it,
we had it in Port Harcourt, Jubilee Park.
Jubilee Park in those days.
If you go there now,
That's what Pleasure Park is to do. But Pleasure Park, I'm telling you, it's wrong.
Jubilee Park before, when we are growing up.
So in Israel, I saw the same. In my neighborhood, you see there's something like this Pleasure Park in the neighborhood, in your estate. So you just come out from your house, just sit down there. Your children can be used, just within the neighborhood. The same thing I saw in St. Petersburg. What is it that our leaders don't understand? They think that, because look at, like we talked about town now, they've converted all those recreational,
yes,
environmental, they've converted all. And yet you have a Ministry of Housing, Ministry of Urban, they're supposed to be with experts to advise whoever is coming. A politician may not be an expert, but that's why we have ministries there, we have professionals there to, when you present your budget, you explain to your chief executive the importance of that. So is it that these people are playing politics and they forget that these things, because if these areas they fail to set up the environment to stabilize the mental state of the citizens, talk to us how it affects our output as we try to round up.
It's very important for the government to come in. Without the government, nobody. If you go to a private sector, they will charge. How many people are ready to pay such money? Like a lady who called me, she said to go and see a client. I said 20,000 just for consultation. She's still pricing $10,000. I've not gone. You understand? And I will not pay my transport from here to Iwofe side or what are you telling me that? But if there's a government, I would have preferred that go to so place.
You have government vehicle, of course, everything. And you're well motivated.
Yes, you're well motivated.
On the weekend, you take your time.
You take your time, go. Carry the person, even go to the office, take a vehicle, go. You are happy, you are giving back to the society. God. You are helping people. I do it. All my clients in psychiatric, they are my friends now. One just came back last month. If you see the fine bag he brought for me, that guy said he had depression. I had to meet the brother and follow them on. Went to their house. The first day I went to there, for more than 6 hours, he refused to come out to see me. He doesn't see anybody. I'm not scared. That depression.
Okay, I don't want to talk to anybody.
The world of his own.
Yes. The way they feel, the way they act, that's depression. It can be happy today, it can be...
You shut out the whole world.
Shut out the whole world.
It happens to me
sometimes. Like a bipolar patient.
Yes, bipolar patient. He refused. More than 6 hours. I was patient enough to wait. When he came out, and now, somebody that has been not talking to his family members. Nobody. Doesn't talk to anybody. He stays in one place. So as he came out...
The world has been harsh to him.
So he came out. I took him downstairs. I spoke with him. I also pray, say, God, help me to know how to relate with each
and every patient.
Yes, the way you treat this person, it cannot be the same for the other person. So I now asked, they had swimming pool in their house, and I said, get an instructor. And I took him that they walked around, we were gisting, and I told him, climb up, climb down, climb, because already he can't walk straight. Isolated, go up, come down. I was gisting with him as if I know him. until finished that day. Then I said they will get an instructor. As I wanted to go, he said, will you come tomorrow?
Che, yeah, he has found a friend.
I'm telling you.
All right, thank you very
Everybody was
much.
shocked.
Thank you very
So
much.
such person now, he's okay now. He's the person that dropped out of school. In the course of that treatment, I said, can I call my parents? I said, call. Something they've been praying for, they've been calling him. He calls them. And you will hear the everyone was shouting. He said, who is calling? He said, who is everybody that with him?
Thank you very
I
much.
had to make him go back to school. He had dropped her. He accepted now. I made sure he said, I said, where will you start? He said, Abuja. I make sure I went to Abuja. He has finished serving. He's back. He's okay now. He just traveled, came back.
Thank you very
got
much.
new things. So if we have a facility and we have like minds like me, I have plenty of people, so I carry them along. Like when I was doing internship, I carried someone like my students come. One lady that opened a home now, I took her there. I said, you have to come and experience it, but not just opening. There are many private homes. They are
private
They are
homes.
just doing just to get them
Just to make money.
Just to make money.
Thank you very much, Doc. We've been talking with Dr. Blessed Joseph. She's a licensed social worker.
I said medical social
Medical
worker. That
social
should be medical,
worker
yeah.
that has been turning lives around, doing a whole lot. And we need millions. As many as we are in Nigeria, we need attention.
Yeah, sorry. Do you know that I carried some patients to that his house because they have swimming pool. We cook. I cook. Carry other patients. We go there, swim, eat, and party.
Because
When I
it's
take
a
him out,
job.
when I have a party, I'll take him out. I'll say, like this, babe, my Dr. Hannah for you. He will laugh. If he wants to laugh, if I call him now,
We'll laugh
Once-
excessively.
he will just be
All right.
happy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Your parting word, ladies. The next lady. You people have want to do.
We have to. There is the truth. It's not that we want. It's the truth.
Okay, queen.
All right, I think the government really needs to do what is necessary so we can have a saner society. A country where you don't have a room for counselors, guidance, counseling, social workers. How do you expect people to be productive and not drive themselves into suicidal act and depression? It is high time the government do that, which is good for us to have a cleaner and a safer society with good state of mind.
Francis.
Well, life will punch you, life will hit you, life will put you down. The question is not about being put down or the challenges that comes. The question is, how are you going to get up? So, pastors, religious leaders, some have been properly trained as career counselors, as counselors in the different fields, but most are not trained and cannot handle the task at hand. So, you owe yourself a responsibility, but most importantly, it's a clarion call to the government of Nigeria to prioritize this very critical sector.
Okay, in my life I've seen several experiences. I was also one. I've seen a family where they lost their breadwinner and the whole family went amok. They could not recover them. I've seen a family where they lost their jobs. The person was doing well, fell down and went amok. When I lost my dad, I lost my mom. For about 2-3 months, I shut out of the world. It was only God that saved me. So, Nigerian leaders, you want to come for Mr. President 2027, you want to come for a governor, you want to be a local government chairman. The mental health of your citizens are very important to the output that you get. And in terms of enable environment, it is not luxury. After all, our leaders travel abroad for that luxury. They enjoy it when they travel, they take pictures. It has something to do with balancing the human mind. Also the social workers, they are not just there. They didn't go to school to learn social work and become mental health experts. They are needed by the citizens that pay the tax and the money that you spend. So let's get professional social workers. Let's establish this agency and department. Let's fund them, motivate them, give them good welfare package so that they can work and help your citizens manage the mental health cases, and then clear all our what they call the natouts and the marudas that sleep under the bridges with several mental cases who get into substance. Clear them and make the place decent. Well, this is how we wrap up to this package on news surgery. My name is M.I. Let's do this again next week. Tell someone to tell someone to tell someone. Follow CEMTV on all our socials: X, Instagram, Thread, Facebook, and so on. You can watch us live on YouTube, CEMTVPLUS. You can also download our CEMTV app, and then watch us on free-to-air via free-to-air decoders, Nightcomsat, CEMTV. Search us out and tell others. Like our page, share, subscribe, and let's touch the world and help turn our world around. Do have a great day.